Come sit with me in a second. I want to talk about the part of you that everybody in your life seems to have an opinion on. They have all got a word for her. Clingy, needy, insecure, too much. Sometimes they say it kindly, like they're handing you a gift. And every one of them is looking straight past the real thing. Because here is what anxious attachment actually is. It's the part of you that quietly lives your own evening, your own warm bed, your own quiet, and goes to stand guard at sometimes else's door. You pick the phone up for the fourth time tonight. You read he's okay and feel something go cold under your collarbone. That isn't you being broken. That's anxious attachment, and it might be the most devoted part of you there is. And almost nobody tells you the part that matters. Not what this anxious attachment does to you, what it has been trying to do for you all this time without ever once being thanked. I'm not going to teach you how to make her stop, and I don't think you can force her, and I don't think you'd want to once you see her clearly. Losing yourself in someone is not a defect in you. Your nervous system built this part for a reason, and it built her with real care. By the time we're done, the check-in is going to look like something else entirely. Less like something wrong with you. More like the most loyal thing about you. Let's go find her together. You know the night I mean. It's late, you're in bed, covers peeled up, and your phone is lying on the pillow beside you, in the spot where his head actually goes. You sent him something small a few hours ago. He read it. You watched that little word "read" appear. Then nothing, not dots, no reply, just the quiet. And you tried to let it go. You put the phone face down, you picked it back up. You read your own message again, wondering if it landed wrong. There is a feeling right here, just under your collarbone, like a hand slowly closing around something small. Your thumb is already moving before you have decided anything at all. Notice you weren't really deciding. Notice too where you went. You left your own bed, you left your own body, your own tenderness, your own evening, and you went to live inside his phone instead. That living has a quieter name than anxiety. It's self-abandonment. And the part of you who checks decided to do it a long time ago. She was just waiting so patiently for the rest of you to catch up. Here's the tender part. She didn't start with him. She's so much older than him. Come back with me. You're little, maybe 6, maybe 7. You're up on your knees on the back of the coach at the front window in that blue hour right before dark. You're watching the street for the headlights that means someone you love is finally home. Every car that slows, your whole chest lifts. Is that them? No. That one? No. And the longer the street stays dark, the more a small part part of your body learns the lesson it will carry for 30 years. The people you love can be late. No one always tells you why. And the only thing a small person can do is watch and wait and be ready to be happy the second they walk through the door. Nobody taught you that. You taught yourself, because watching hurt a little less than not knowing. A bright, worried, wide-awake part of you took a job nobody offered her. Keep watch. Notice the second something changes. Don't let the people you love catch you off guard. This is the part that gets me every time. She never clocked out. She's at that window right now, tonight. Expect the window is a phone screen, and the empty street is a conversation gone quiet. She doesn't know you are grown. She doesn't know you built a whole life. She thinks it's still that evening, and she's still the only one keeping the porch light on. What she's doing has a real name, and it's the one word I want you to carry out of here: hyperactivation. It sounds cold, but it's one of the most tender things a body does. When your attachment system feels someone you love starting to drift out of reach, it doesn't calmly settle and wait. It turns the volume all the way up on him and all the way down on you. Mikulencer and Shaver gave whole careers to mapping this single move. Picture a baby. When the person holding a baby says them down too soon, the baby doesn't go calm and trust it'll be fine. They reach. They grab a fistful of shirt. They cry louder, because crying louder is the one thing that has ever brought the warmth back down to them. Your body learned that math before you couldn't speak, and it never threw it away. So, when his reply comes slow, that same ancient instruction lights up. Soft at first, then not soft at all. Reach, make sure, don't let the warmth leave the room. That isn't your being dramatic. That's a frightened child's survival logic, still running in the background of a grown woman's quiet evening, asking her to abandon her own night to keep his attention close. A woman I sat with once said it better than any textbook. I'll call her a composite, because honestly, she's 4 different women from 4 different years. She told me, "I'm not even scared of him. I'm scared of the not knowing. The quiet is where I always used to get hurt." There it is! The check-in was never about the message. It was about ending the silence before the silence could become the thing it used to be. I know what some of you are thinking, because I have thought it about myself. You already understand all of this. You have read the books. You could explain attachment styles to me over coffee without missing a bit. And it still doesn't help you at 11 at night. And you feel a little crazy about that. You're not crazy. You're looking for her in the wrong room. The part who chats doesn't live in the clever, articulate part of you. She lives somewhere older and lower down in the body, in the nervous system, in the place that learned to flinch before you had a word for any of it. You can't hand her a book. You can't reason with her. She took this job to keep you safe, and she will not walk off her post because an article told her to. So the next time someone calls you too much, remember what they are really looking at. A little kid at the window keeping watch for the people she loves, called too much for wanting them home. She isn't too much. She has been standing guard over your heart since before you could tie your shoes. No thanks, no rest, no reward. Of course she's tired. Of course she gets loud. You don't have to fix her tonight. You don't have to quiet her or thank her or do a single thing. I just want you to notice she's there. And maybe, for the first time, to notice her kindly. The hand under your collarbone, the thumb that moves before you do. That isn't weakness. That's love, in the only language she was ever taught to speak. And here is the thing I most want you to keep. You were never going to find yourself by watching him more closely. You find your way back the moment you turn and look at her instead. On Friday practice, we are not going to make her stop watching. We are going to do something gentle and a little braver and a little strange. We are going to pull up a chair and actually go to know her. How old is she? How long she's been doing all her own? What she's so afraid would happen if she ever, for one evening, let herself rest. Right here with you, I will be waiting for you, and I'm here. Notice that.